10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team
Disruptor!
pick. Radiant team pick.
Disruptor!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Hunter. Dire team pick.
Timber saw!
Radiant team ban.
Agronist.
10 seconds remaining.
Agronist Juggernaut. What a normal draft.
5 seconds remaining.
What do you think about the Disruptor pick?
Reserve time.
I mean, I kind of like it with Treant, but still have to make sure you're like aggressive enough to make sure.
Feel like one is up. You're gonna blink.
Dire team ban. Dire team pick.
Treant protector.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Templar Assassin.
Radiant team pick.
Oh, a burning card. How high?
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. 10 seconds remaining.
Shadow Fiend.
I don't hear anything, by the way.
Me neither.
Sure, we'll notice when we do. Is that my cue? All right, that's my cue, I think. Welcome, everybody, to the first game of the main event here at Kiev. Very exciting stuff. Kiev, beautiful city. Very high crowd so far, and what a great match to start it, right? MOUSESPORTS facing up against Invictus Games.
10 seconds
Their
remaining.
Boston run. Obviously, Mouse definitely took advantage of that
5 seconds remaining.
elimination format. They flourished under that, but they may this time around feel its unforgiving bite.
Yeah, I think pretty important game for Mouse in general. And most people consider them definitely the underdogs going into this matchup in general. But this is their opportunity to show that Boston was the basic. Because since Boston, Mouse's results have been pretty much abysmal relative to how well they've faced Boston. Unfortunately for them, they kind of have one of the favorites in the tournament. And they still will be difficult to deal with. I think
What do you think that Mouse has brought so far to the group stage that hasn't really, what do you think specifically that hasn't gone right for them? Like, what is it about Mouse that just doesn't seem to be clicking in?
I'm not sure their drafting has been as sharp as others. Obviously, I think the game that is worth going back to was the game against me, the third game, which actually decided Mouse's seeding. They won 3 teams instead of a 2-2 team. The matchup that they had against Newbie, they had a 20k lead at 25 minutes or something like that, a huge advantage, and they managed to throw that away. It's a bit worrying if you're a team that wants to place high and you don't close out games that are easy for you, because then if you don't have the best start, can you pull through against a team that might be in you? It's been interesting to see. I feel like draft-wise, this is very different from Mouse compared to IG, more stable.
Yeah, I mean, we had a very standard opening for IG, right? Like a Juggernaut
30
Magnus.
seconds
What
to
more could
battle.
you want? You have an SF mid, pretty standard supports for the most part. But MOUSESPORTS, I had a chance to talk to Spartan. He said, hey, we're going to bring something a little different to the main stage because obviously what we're doing isn't really working out for us. So this could be what they need, right? A change up in the draft, something that is unexpected, something that IG are not maybe going to be used to, especially considering the fact that it's kind of looking like this draft is a very mid-game focused and maybe very fight-heavy.
The battle begins.
An early glitch is going to be able to pull back Q. MOUSESPORTS setting himself up for an early potential first blood. Q can try and get his way through the breach, but a swing from maybe next time. Finishes him off as Burning do nothing to stop.
Great start for Mouse. Looks like maybe caught IG a bit off guard that this was an aggressive opening as far as, I don't know if they're going to play it as a full trialing, but they definitely started 3 heroes bottom. Looking now at Madara versus XXS, this is a great matchup. Microsoft wins against the most normally strength heroes. I think the late one for now, though, will probably be mid. But both of them are and this matchup, Shadowfiend versus Kiev, not like it was a couple of years ago, or maybe even just 1 year ago, but would say Shadow Fiend fares a lot better in this matchup now than he did back then. And with the help of the Bounty Hunter, this could be a lane that MOUSESPORTS help out.
So potentially we have maybe 2 of the 3 lanes being won by MOUSESPORTS, but that mid lane is going to be the one that suffers the most. You could already see the aggression that's coming out from Mouse, trying to threaten Burning as much as possible. We were talking about the Dream Protector. He seems like very solid laning phase support, but there are some things that Juggernaut can do against that, right? Oh, huge. Another death there. Now Burning's going to have to man fight up against the Spindle. Skylar checking up a little bit low. They're trying to fight Burning as best possible. Fairy Fire pop. Burning realizing things in over his head. That's going to be a super for Mouse. Bulbasaur unable to find Skylark in time. He gets the full healing salve off. And Mouse. Hey, they said they were going to bring something different. They're already starting off a strong laning phase.
You think in Tri-Lane would be faster?
Yeah, it's a little bit different, right? Yeah, you've got the... I've seen this maybe like once or twice, with the attack speed for us, trying to take advantage of the strong laning phase that but I think what's potentially even better, right, is that top lane that we haven't really mentioned too much, but we've got a 1v1 Timbersaw versus the melee strength hero. That's always going to go well.
This will come in
heroes in the beginning with their power, and of course you have a spell that you can you will definitely still get the I am expecting Timber to eventually probably come off in this lane. I do want to mention as well, by the way, this bottom lane, great place for Skylark, baiting in and then having the Fairy Fire. It's almost never seen. Skylark is probably the biggest fan of this item in the entire competitive. I feel like he buys it significantly more than the second any player. Like he's not a Bat Rider, he'll gladly play like double Fairy. In this game he's playing a single one.
Do you think he just puts a lot of focus on winning that like one little fight, right? As an offlaner, you can win that one fight, but then just kind of one you get moves and everything there. But that's very fire that little bit of lopsided on this.
Yeah, he plays bait in a lot of the games. That's why it's so good on Bat Rider, because Bat Rider starts dropping all you have it. Firefly main property, you might turn it into a kill, change the entire piece of the game. Bat Rider start in this case. Pretty sure it was 9 minutes burning Fairy Fire, and falls out of favor. Even though when it's not activated here, we have to about these things, and
Now you said this lane is going to be a bit easier for SS. It looks like that. He got a great start. You could see it in the game that currently open a bit above, but the other you Team Mouse are really trying to abuse the pulls as much as possible. Timbersaw pushing himself forward against the Magnus and then operating on that hard cancel to deny as much experience away from that Magnus. We saw the same thing from their aggro.
looking surprisingly good for Magnus, though. I don't know if this is expected to happen when Timber especially has the same.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Timbersaws in this something else than what Monroe has done. They'll go for maybe an Orb of Venom and just run at the Magnus, hit him, keep using your Whirling Death and try to take him away. But both they're taking a bit more of a farming approach. Magnus obviously has some grind advantage. He's going to activate that just now. But Monroe seems to be getting a little bit of an experience lead. CS is even, but he has the deny advantage on the Mag, and Mag's actually
maybe just a bit of it's already there from the trying to pick up the bounty rune as well.
Don't know if this is worth it. It looks pretty close, actually.
Bernie not going to come on inside that static kill. Actually going to find out Skylark here. Maybe next time's going to come in, but it looks like Skylark dropping low. That stun comes in for the Train Protector. Is just enough to give Skylark the space to be able to escape. Maybe next time is quite low though, and he's trying to hide himself into the trees. He is going to be able to get away from Bulbasaur just in time. So IG, their defensive tri-lane in the game back, but hasn't yet managed to pick up a score. And Mouse, they still have that offlane trying to work off of. So this is going to go bad for IG.
Surprised to see maybe next time going. Felt pretty useless there as well. You know, you just get immediately removed by the Juggernaut.
But so is Leech Seed against Jug, right?
On the Jugger, but on every other hero, the Leech Seed gives no potential. Maybe the read here from Mouse is that IG will not be out of position. Heroes and the opportunity won't present itself. Just maybe showing some respect for the inside on the face.
Maybe next time set up a trap. They are going to be able to slow him down. He doesn't have that lead seat though. Now he picks it up. Just picked up his level 3 off the neutrals. Perfect timing. Skylark's here with the slow from the boards. That'll make it an easy 4 kills.
Well,
First
they
6
need to be
minutes
careful
of the
with their
game.
courier here. Trans Bash does work on it. It's obviously very short to one, but we're gonna see. Actually not paying attention. But Mouse. Oh, there we go. But Mouse are not good. Still, great early laning station. I feel like their lineup's going to extend. As far as the team fight potential goes, they do have obviously Overgrowth and the Static Storm. I would say, as far as AoE lockdown goes,
Bounty, which my
Overgrowth
matriarch will
falls off
prize.
pretty quickly, actually, against heroes like Juggernaut and Shadowbeast that both want to buy either Manta or
Forced out the spin. Birdie's only able to pick up one of those boards. Now going to be locked inside the static field, but they're going to battle it back, putting some damage on the Skylark to make sure he cannot threaten Burning Flood. Now, our Magnus actually not leveling RP at level 6 is so far trying to give himself as much laning space as possible. For me, I thought because the defensive tri-lane of IG was suffering, we might see an early rotation from XXS and try and do something. But do you think Magnus just isn't that kind of hero? It's not a Clockwork or something like that that is able to offset the aggro tri-lane, needs to focus more on farming?
I definitely think it's a possibility. It's just like IG are their safe lane right now. They know Burning isn't getting full free.
Dire's middle tower is all alone in the world. Being attacked.
I would like to
Kind of caught, but they are going to be able to go on a Skylark. It looks like that should be a kill. And Skylark's going to be run down by Burning, and Q is going to be run down inevitably by maybe next time. But picking up the cores, way more important, and forcing Spartan out of the lane.
get their first kill on the board. They trade their Crystal Maiden support. Beastmaster. CM has already had a pretty tough laning stage. Died 4 times here at mid 7. Her relative value compared to the Beastmaster definitely varies. And now that the Shrine is done, and IG are starting to find some footing here, I feel like this aggressive tri-lane for MOUSESPORTS is done. I don't think they can stay down here. Birding will close in on level 6, and I think this aggressive tri-lane will just fall flat. Good read for Mouse here, starting to rotate around. They're moving Disruptor and might go bottom again, but Disruptor at least mid. Oh, Thug. No kill was.
Take advantage of that. Success. Building towards his early Blink Dagger. And this is one of the things, right, is even if Burning's farm suffers somewhat, IG have already made the read that they're going to be able to make the comeback in the laning a bit later on. And they're going to have that empower to work off of, right? That'll kind of boost the Juggernaut, that 15 to 20 minute window. He can easily make a comeback.
Absolutely. What makes the hero so powerful in like on an off-lane role, you have, even if the other lanes don't go as you would expect, you can still, like you said, you can come back with the power, you have the team fight ability off-lane, and even an off-lane
Is under attack.
actually scales
It has no arms to defend itself.
Kanan or Magnus and Beast. You can make cases for both, but yeah, strengths, but it's definitely not gold wasted on a Magnus.
RP off, and you're going to be able to jump in from OP with that magic damage. They make short work of Magua 2 to 5 now in 9 minutes.
Very nice play. Looked like XXS was already calling. I know I'm going to get this RP. RP being in, already in position when the RP landed. We were in a quick pick there. Monroe.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Saw the 2 cores kind of preoccupied up at the top lane, think maybe they can have a go at bottom.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
One step ahead.
That's got the
Will
Radiance
Will
to really do
IG
something
right
about
now.
that middle tower.
Heal on the Timbersaw, now push the Magnus ahead.
The Dire's top tower is doing its best, but it doesn't look good.
So despite the 1v1s that Mouse were trying to force, it actually seems like ING had managed to come ahead.
Shadow Fiend currently out farming the Timber.
Dire's middle tower is all alone in the world, being attacked.
Her CS will be worth a little
Radiant's
more.
top tower is under attack.
Shadow Fiend kills on the top of Timber, so actually gives him full level advantage of Thug at the current higher CS.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. About time.
Wave probably looks to pressure the tower as TA will want to farm up.
Oh, that's not
Give
good
Ruby
for the
the
Radiant.
a lot of damage mid.
Yeah, there's the option flash. They're going to be able to get that kill. I thought maybe Bulbico would be able to get the kill. hot. Nice static storm. That field combination, they're going to be able to catch him inside of that. Should be able to blow him up. OP trying to get whatever damage he can, but his Death Requiem will not be enough to bring Bug down.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. About time.
Probably the highest value.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But your major OTA is involved in it. Now with OP.
Take a knockdown on his souls as well, and that's going to make it harder for the SF, right?
This
OTA.
what we're seeing.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Not so radiant anymore.
Think a bit of it as a Dragon Knight in the sense that, you know, if you leave the lane, he'll just keep pushing and he won't stop until the tower falls. Just because he can tank it himself with
Well, Bulbaca's there to be able to slow him down, so they're going to try. They won't have to skewer backwards, but they'll stop his Timber Chain. Double nuke from OP, finish him off.
That was pretty. I thought he got far enough away with that Timber Chain. Only level 1. Can't travel too far, can't travel too fast.
Talking about that chip damage you referred to for the Timber Psalm, right? How he inevitably takes his 1v1s. That is one thing that IG will not be able to play with, right? Big factor in this green perspective. Do you think that's one of the many reasons that we're seeing so much tree is that there seems to be a little bit more focus on split pushing and, you know, kind of
Radiant's
chipping away
bottom
at
tower is under attack. I feel sad for them.
On Kiev Major just captured the back by 3 and folded, and that was one MNT when we lost his invis and battery.
Radiant's bottom tower has seen better days.
Oh yeah, but I agree for sure, like the living armor is a really big deal. Defending towers has been a big part of it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's becoming more and more important, I would say, over the last 2 years, like putting way more emphasis on not losing map control. Absolutely great. Yeah,
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. I feel sad for them.
Towers, how to get armor, nearby, etc. It's a lot harder to knock them down and split.
The Radiant's bottom tower has seen better days.
Most treants are
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, and as a result, the armor comes quite a bit later. So there is a window right now for IG where they can try to move up their Juggernaut Shadow from the lane towers. They can make like one quick tower kill in mid, for example.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And that would be the most important thing they could possibly get, right? It's like IG, if they've given up their side lane tower, that's okay for the time being, but you've got to put some
Dire's middle tower
emphasis
is
on
all
the
alone in the world. Beam attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
As far as IG go, they have key items that are now available, the Magnus Blinking Dagger and the where they want to call Madara in trouble again.
Round 3. They've got the magic damage, but a static storm catches them. Spartan lays the trap. Madara is the bait. They're going to be able to collect 2 off that one, but it might be too much. Burning here, he bounced over Spartan. Trying to run down Madara. Will be able to get him with the spin, though. And so that ends up being a 1-for-2 exchange. Well played by Spartan. And Madara kind of leading that whole entire trap up, but IG, they did bring the forces necessary to still kill that ever-present Timber Saw.
At the same time, though, it still ends up being a 2-for-1.
The Radiant's bottom tower has seen better days.
One of the strengths of Beastmaster is just constant pressure.
Illusion.
Connect on the bounty. But it's very clear that IG are being pressured. It's really hard in this game. They always seem to be on the defensive side. Their lanes being shoved in.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Oh, that's got to hurt.
Having better. It's time for the Shadow Blade of Shadow Beam to make RP, but they can use that for the very important right now. Once again, would really like to see his mid-play come out. Smoke has a big benefit of Treant and Bounty Hunter both exceptional at coordinating. Just look at how much Mouse have in the Radiant Jungle. And vice versa, in the Dire Jungle, there's towards Meow. Bounty.
And this is just not
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So a big objective pickup for IG, being able to hold down that mid tower before the living room.
This is really hurting.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. I feel sad for them.
Just standing next to the Morris is not exposing himself more than he realistically almost took the tower while they were mid.
Yeah, they are still giving that one up though, because they actually smoke up as a 3-man, rotate upward.
It just feels really obvious, right? Yeah. You have the Beastmaster who almost took the tower bottom. You know IG just took everyone mid. Avoiding
The Radiant's bottom
Yeah,
tower
there's only
has
2 ways
seen better
this
days.
rotation is going to work. And that kind of smoke, maybe they go bottom and try and catch Skylark, but they've already known. Like, they've got the scouting group set in position to be able to intercept that smoke if they did get close. So they knew nobody's popping that smoke in the bottom lane. It's got to be top. Wait it entirely. Take the tier 2. There is still that mid tower that Spartan wants to make.
This is actually
Take that as a
from
tribute.
the Kansas. One defensive board.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. That's not gonna hold. Structures are fortified.
Take this fight. Juggernaut's not
The Dire's top tower is doing its best. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Setting up.
Radiant should really do something about that middle tower.
Spotted by the Cowboy, this is trying to blow him up real quickly. Nice! Skewer backwards from XXS. Unable to get off that overgrowth, so Screen Protector will not be able to save himself, but now you manage to take
Dire's structures are fortified.
They lost their
just like
courier
me.
in the process though, but both
Dire's top tower is under attack.
You want to get some Bloodstone charges onto the Timbersaw. They'll find it too. You can see Mal still maintaining a good spread of all their heroes, though, under the threat of XXS. Potential RP with an SM ready to go with that AoE damage.
Then you're burning the
Now, the next objective has got to be Roshan, right? For Mouse. Tier 2 is going to be a little bit difficult. Continue to push down, and they've created a lot of map control by taking away all those outer towers.
be really interesting. Like some heroes right now. Maybe. Trian Darwin on base. Medallion. I like seeing this. Maybe I'm wrong, but or maybe not even up. But when he's going for this medallion build, he has the great mobility to get in and get a good boost on the couple guys. And compared to the past,
A gift from the tempest of
the
battle.
mono regen town.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You can use Phase to still stay in this, right? This kind of increases your range, right? Of being able to run away from a tree and bop someone on the head and get that stun. We've seen the way they use Blink Daggers that way.
Currently, when he activates phase 500, and that's good. That reaches level 4, he's actually very, very easy. Of course, being able to constantly is incredible when you have 0.2 seconds.
Yeah.
We'll actually get a really, really quick one here on the Disruptor. Very much cast range. DM. Gary's choices in the card.
This kind of backs up the idea that Mouse are bringing to this, right? Very mid-game focus. Not really a whole lot of outs when it comes to late game. We haven't seen a minus picked up by them yet. So this is very much an all-in play for mid-game. And IG, this is probably going to be one of their toughest weathering points, right? They've just got to weather through this tough mid-game. That MOUSESPORTS is going to be much stronger than that.
Kind of figured out that MOUSESPORTS.
Early Echo and that medallion, pretty short work of that Roche.
This is such a MOUSESPORTS class. They're the TA and they have
Oh, but the RP comes in! They manage to catch 3, pummel 2 back, and that's going to be laid waste as the AoE damage comes in from IG. They got Skylark and Spartan's Disruptor. They didn't get either one of the real value kills in the Timbersaw or the Templar Assassin, but still, big play by IG.
XXS had a couple of misplays in this tournament where he gets a really good RP but doesn't get his timing is slight bit, and because of that he gets a lot of the Yarky. Yarky was fantastic, and that would have been a triple kill if he managed to bring in Honor. I don't see any way out for him. So like you said,
This'll come
no
in handy.
force die for Mouse. Well, he's
The lesser
one
of
of the
the
big
three,
ones.
right?
So they get lucky for that. IGD are definitely not. They're not sitting back and waiting for Mouse to push the stages. They're trying to take whatever advantages they can find, and now
grabbed a couple ultimates there, so I wouldn't be surprised. Bound still have the Aegis. It's time to take the rest of those tier 2s, right?
It's time to literally get more wild arms. You won't even bother trying. Very unlikely that they will. More than likely they have the strength of the chamber and get as much push out on bottom as you can with Juggernaut, Shadow.
Bulbaka, he's been standing in this area. He knew, hey, they're all pushing top lane. And Courier's going to be funneling back and forth. If I just wait out here, eventually Courier's going to head out.
Radiant's top tower no longer radiates.
Necro book, Aegis, no more.
Middle tower is under attack.
This is very
Walls to defend itself.
for the next short
Bottom tower is under attack.
learning use.
By the gods, the Dire's bottom tower doesn't even have arms to defend itself.
Another issue.
What a brave tower.
Good way to put all the on.
Able to support Zay that on a slap. Maybe next time. Awareness of that. You can see this bounty hunter really hasn't managed to be super successful with them. Mounts have been in such good control of the game. They haven't really racked up those big bounty kills. And that's going to be hard, right? The bounty hunter is very much a hit or miss hero in that regard. If you don't get the track gold flow, then bounty hunter essentially finds this game as a crack.
I would say overall in this game though, the track hasn't been too good play, but he's got 2 couriers.
That's true. That's true.
If you're a bounty hunter, there's like there's 3 things you want to happen in the game. You want to get kills in the lane, you want to kill couriers, and you want to get track. That's it. And I feel like he actually accomplished 2 of those. The track, we haven't really seen play that big of a role, but every courier kill is more valuable than a track kill. At least on a support, because bounty himself gets a lot of experience. Level 9 to 10, got a full medallion, crests, bought a gem. Mouse looking map control. They could have popped the Necro book there with Skymark, and that would have been. Oh. He got a really good ward out here. For later, third snipe ward. Again. Very even game. Mouse. They see the bit pressure.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Run, little bottom tower.
About a minute. You're worried about
Back. I mean, that's the thing, right? Is that we know Mountains are going to have a good mid game, but late game this is a pretty clear advantage for IG, right? They've got Magnus plus 2 really good scaling for well. Meanwhile, you've got MOUSESPORTS who mostly look at mid game. MPR Assassin, Face Massive, very mid game. So IG, even if the net worth is they have better control, it's more of just a timer game for IG.
something that's really significant in EA late game is when I think of EA, I always look at the key way you should think of the hero is that can we break refraction? Yeah, well, I mean,
I was about to say, what else?
okay, so there's 2 ways, right? The one way is this classic way of picking abilities that deal damage over time, like Juggernaut. But once you get later on in the game, you need to have heroes that can get through BKB. That's when TA generally hits a really big spike because you counter pick small losses. Any of those carriers. But what IG advanced carriers, both Juggernaut and Shadowbeat now are closing in first. Juggernaut already has it. Shadowbeat is opting for the Mantis style, for example, Silver Edge against the Timber. He finds it more important that he can get out of overgrowth than he can. Even with this refraction style, will inevitably come high on the map. You have very, very quick ways of getting rid of that refraction.
And that makes sense to me, right? It's that
It's a classic
IG are playing,
house.
it's going to be a high ground game, right? Yeah. Like, they're going to have to play for high ground defense here. Oh, Loki. It's going to pop out, try and blow up Spartan, but they do manage to have a war off. Spartan's going to be blown up on the other side. There's a BKB, and on the side used, but they want to be able to find more. There goes the overgrowth, but they stand it out. Going to be able to find out the Skyward pretty easily. Maybe next time it's an extra kill. And IG pick up 3+2, I believe, track.
More importantly, they they outlast the Aegis. Aegis manages to yield almost no advantage. They will get a lot of these kills. The bottom tier 1 tower is surely destined to fall here. Treant is not alive with overgrowth or armor, but now when he comes up, there's still 2
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They aren't even it's a lot harder to
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. It was a valiant fight. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Run, little bottom tower. Run. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower
And that was why
destroyed.
people kind of had question marks about that disrupt.
Go!
And MOUSESPORTS definitely, they kind of set up around the disruptor as well. They have a lot of vision heroes. They knew they were going to be mid-game aggressive. You never want to see the message. At some point in time, IG are going to find that kind of command that allows them to see how bad it goes for MOUSESPORTS if that occurs.
And if you look at the defensive, if you want to use Disruptor well in the defensive, you often want to have someone set up. Key heroes that are often great with Disruptor for high ground defense with something like Magnus or something like Darkseer, just
Any of those
that
AoE.
can bring heroes together so the static storm can buff. The problem is, when IG has information and have vision, they can just split their heroes up, move in from different angles, and Mouse don't have any way of bringing them together, and they don't want to overgrowth just one hero and drop a static storm on it. He could Manta, he could BKB on the Shadow Fiend, the Juggernaut can spin. So both of these cores are almost hard countering the 2 supports of Mouse, and again, that puts so much pressure on Skylark. He has to find the right engage, else it just, to me, it almost doesn't matter how farmed this TA is. She just can't pull his heroes off unless they control him.
Oh, Bobaca's been found. He's also going to be dusted up, glimpsed back. He's very, very dead. So finally, all the scouting that he's been doing, I feel like he hasn't actually died that much. You know, he's accomplished a lot. Sniping couriers and scouting the enemy. He hasn't actually been caught that often.
And it's interesting because you have, arguably in this game, 2 of the top 3 Invis support players in the world. I think maybe next time and Uboka both are exceptional at playing this kind of style. So you would think that Mouse, by virtue of having maybe next time, would have perhaps better reads on bounty hunter movement, the courier snipes and everything, but Uboka has been very successful.
Where's the early gem? Do you think this is not like something that MOUSESPORTS, well, they've got it now. I feel like they only just got that recently, right?
They had it on Treant a couple of minutes ago, and then he died in the fight. But I don't know how they brought it back, but they did manage to save it. And now they put it on the Beastmaster. I think they bought it while they had Aegis, and they wanted to really try to control the map, but they just didn't find the opportunity that they were looking for. I think it's the right approach. Like you were saying, their lineup needs to win in the mid game. You have to play whatever advantages you have. But to me now, it's starting to look pretty grim in terms of just setting up a favorable fight for themselves. As long as IG move us a squad like this and keep the farm going with Empower and this Shadow Fiend just naturally farms a lot. With or without Empower, the Zero will get fat.
Yeah, it seems like to me, if I'm in MOUSESPORTS' position, I'm saying we have to get the Aegis and we have to take a lane of Rax with that Aegis.
Yes, they
right? And we're looking at a game where MOUSESPORTS might not even be able to get that. As it is, IG are still currently sitting very aggressive. They're going to run into maybe next time. Maybe next time is going to be caught here by the Omni Slash. Oh, he actually brings over, tries to get the extra kill. You saw him try to blink over and catch the Disruptor as well, but not quite the range there. Only going to be able to get the maybe next time kill, but that is still numbers enough for IG to be able to take Roshan for themselves.
They need to be careful with this bottom lane. Scarlock has Necrobook ready now. He's definitely going to pop this here and put a lot of pressure. This tier 3 will fall very quickly. IG need to get home. Mag is TPing.
Trying to get back. The Glyph bought them a lot of time to be able to work with. He's sitting back. Skylark's trying to just give his Necronomicon minions enough attack speed to be able to take that tier 3, but it's not enough.
They got the best out of this.
Yeah.
Half a tower is at least something, but not great. And now Spartan will be chased down here by Bobaca. Okay.
A 1-2 punch from OP.
Nice damage.
Here's Spartan's fate.
Shadow Fiend with Empower hits for 400. Fair enough.
And now we're going to have IG evening up the tower count, it looks like. If they could take mid, no, they're actually going to back off. Still afraid of that potential blitz at the bottom lane. They have another jump from Skylark. He could take that tier 3. They can't afford to unlock shrines after such a huge win taking that Aegis.
In some ways, this reminds me of the...
There's
wait a second. Yeah. That is a very, very big kill. And it goes to don't think IG can take any objectives off of this. It's very far away from anything meaningful. Maybe they could cross over to mid and push this wave again. I'm a bit surprised Skylark is immediately pouncing on this wave and pushing out mid. It's giving IG a little bit more opportunity here. Yeah, now it's being drawn out here by Spartan. We need to push this wave. They're going to go mid, but I think now it's too late. They will actually
All right, Sid. You've been a captain on the losing side of things plenty of times. You see Mouse,
very nice of you
we said
to say that.
we said that, hey, they've got to get this Aegis and take a lane of Rax with it, right? They didn't even get the Aegis.
No.
You're in this position as a captain. What do you look for? What's your next timing as MOUSESPORTS?
Well, the next timing was Roche, but they didn't get it.
Right.
So now, honestly, they don't really have much choice. They have to defend their high ground for now, obviously, because there's no TA, so they're going to lose a lane of Rax here, I would imagine.
Yeah.
If I'm the captain here, I say don't fight. Like, this fight is impossible, and if they go for it, they're going to lose the whole game. So concede your lane of barracks, just try to push out the wave as much as you can with the Timbersaw. Living Armor is holding what it can, but at very minimum, this tower is down.
Yeah, they do have Skylark in the bottom lane, so it looks like IG are going to be forced back off of that one.
This is, again, in my opinion, the absolute best play. Try to defend, try to split push at the same time, and at least disperse the push in that way. But that fight is impossible. So if you're Mouse now, you look to keep playing the split push kind of game with Beastmaster. I think Skylark has the right idea just to almost set up camp down here.
Yep.
Just wait for the wave to push in and then be able to push it back. You have to wait for a moment of opportunity. The Aegis needs to expire. And ideally, maybe you get either a set of boots of travel on the Timbersaw, for example, so Beastmaster can actually start getting picks, or you set up more than one hero. You set the Beastmaster down there with a +1 so that you can turn it into a kill. And still, you need to show presence on the other lane so IG split up, because else they're free to keep moving together as a group. If there's no pressure coming in on their waves, they can be like, whatever, you know, if this top wave, there's creeps hitting creeps, who cares? Like, just leave the lane.
Yep.
Let it be there. And look for plays elsewhere. And you see IG have a very clear-cut plan of sticking together as a unit.
Yeah, I feel like
up way less than Mauser would do.
Yeah, I feel like IG have just been constantly sitting on top of each other, and it has meant they've conceded a lot of these outer towers just pretty much for free, but it's meant that they've also never been in a bad situation where all the single target damage that Mouse have with Beastmaster, TA, it's never blown up a big core and gotten the big pick that could lead to so much more.
Mouse now actually going to look for a high ground siege. I think this is not good. The Aegis is still in the hands of Juggernaut. Actually, with
quick damage. The Shadow Blade, Static Storm, that wasn't it. They might be able to catch Skylark here. Skylark actually turns around, gets off that Primal Roar, but he's going to be caught by XXS.
That's a gem drop.
You can see maybe next time, try to maybe think about going forward and getting that one. OP, you going to let it go? No, he's not. XXS didn't catch him.
Bokuka's already on the hunt here. If Madara stays here and farms another camp, they already have the vision. So information is there. We'll also farm this one. They're a bit too far away. Actually, he's getting kicked out here, so Madara will be able to escape more than likely. He's gone.
Mouse quick to try and push out the bottom lane fast enough to keep their map control, but it's looking like IG may be able to take another objective, that tier 2 at top lane maybe, before the push comes in. No, they're going to back up. Again, sticking together.
This game, in a way, is reminding me of a game of the group stage where IG faced EG in that game. And IG had more of a teamfight-oriented lineup, and EG were playing Beastmaster with IO and Invoker, so they had like really hard split push.
Yep.
And they were looking for kills with this Beastmaster, and IG were playing a similar group up style. The issue that MOUSESPORTS have in this game compared to EG is that they don't have an IO. I feel like it would change the entire dynamic of the game in this game if Mouse had one. See a Trian. Because then they would be able to play the split push way more effectively, but it's a lot harder for the heroes to move around the map. When you don't have travels on Timber or TA, Beastmaster just doesn't have the same threat to it on the map. They need to keep farming and keep showing on waves that are being pushed in and give information. There's always the Bounty Hunter X Factor. Does he see me, does he not? You don't really know what you're up against. And IG did end up coming up on top in that EG game, but that was very close. And the reason I felt like it was close was, first of all, in my opinion, EG played a great game, and they had more tools. I feel like MOUSESPORTS tools are like semi-broken at this point.
Like, they had the split push. It kind of played out for the first 25 minutes, but now they have no team fight, really. I mean, you could see they're willing to use these RPs and on these slashes. They're not worrying about the cooldown whatsoever, because if you look at the MOUSESPORTS lineup, their only real semblance of strong team fight is Static Storm that's countered out by BKB, and Timbersaw, who also can put out damage with that magic immunity.
Yeah.
So
BKB is a really big deal in this game. The only hero who will really kill anything through it is the TA, but as we mentioned before, he's not really safe in these fights. It's hard for Thug to commit with confidence. You can see it on the kill score as well. He's 1-1-1. Like, the fights that MOUSESPORTS have been able to find have not really involved his Templar Assassin very much. And I don't think he's played a bad game. I think it's just difficult to get into the kind of fights he wants.
it felt exciting in a way, watching, you know, Mouse and seeing like, oh, they're taking all this control, but it really does seem like IG, they just made the read, and they're like, everything that they're taking, it doesn't matter, because all we have to do is stick together, make sure we don't get into really nasty fights in the early game, and as soon as we hit our mid game, as soon as we hit BKBs, as soon as we have Mantas, those two items just kill their lineup. And now we're seeing MOUSESPORTS struggling. They're kind of ratting things out. They're hoping to be able to force IG to split up, but it's just never happening. IG daring MOUSESPORTS to ever face this 5-on-5.
Something that could potentially get interesting would be if we saw a Hex come out on MOUSESPORTS from the Timber. I think that could maybe shift things a bit. I do not believe there's any Lotus available. They don't have a Lotus Orb. They're also not building into one as it looks right now. So that could maybe give them an opportunity to get some more picks and to set up a fight on their terms. The issue is, as you mentioned, like this Timbersaw has a lot of net worth, but it's really useless right now. Like his net worth is very hard to put into play. He has some really big items. He has the Lotus Orb himself. He has a Shieldless Guard, but this hero is only magical damage right now. Now there's going to be even an Aghanim improvement. His damage output is huge, but it doesn't pay off unless they can set up the fight for him.
Now that suggests to me, though, is there a timing that swings back into MOUSESPORTS' favor when the BKBs start wearing low? Do you think ever that a 5-second BKB is just not enough, and finally we will see the impact of, you know, the Disruptor and the Timbersaw once again in this game? Because it feels like to me, with the suggestibilities going instead of the side, that he does feel like there is going to be another swing back in his favor that he can take advantage of.
The problem is, so one of the quote-unquote BKBs is Juggernaut spin, right? And that's free. So he's had that the whole time. And Shadowfiend's BKB is 9 seconds, and because MOUSESPORTS aren't able to set up fights, the chance for this BKB to drop low is very little. IG are just playing their advantage. They keep pushing and controlling the map now. They're farming out, and ultimately, the way this game is going, I could totally imagine there being one more BKB users here in the whole game. And that's a deciding fight that IG either take at Roche or in the MOUSESPORTS base with the next Aegis, and they win. So realistically, that plan is unlikely to be successful. But at the same time, you don't have so much else to play for. There's a off terrain, it looks like, on Timber. Once again, I think Hex is the best chance they have left. But
Blink Scythe and just see if you can get the right initiation.
Yeah, because realistically, the Beastmaster is not going to be able to do it all on his own. You have to have some sort of control.
Spartan with his Blink, he kind of leads the way there with a smoke.
Axe Disruptor is a wild card as well. We haven't talked about that yet. He's only 4,000 gold away.
Kind of wish you had gone back for that
5.
60 GPM talent now.
Yeah. That would have helped a bit, at least.
Yeah. But that wasn't the game plan, right? Like MOUSESPORTS, we're operating on a plan B when there was no plan B to begin with.
Exactly. Like, I don't blame him for this choice. I also think 60 GPM is fairly weak overall. It's not that much when you look at the grand scheme of things. Like in this game, how much would it have yielded him? He got level 10 at about
maybe 1,500 by now or something like that. Not a whole lot.
Not even, I think. When did he get the talent? I think he got the talent at around minute 20.
We thought it was pretty early, wasn't it?
I think it was level 19. He had level 10 maybe, something like that. So that's been 20 minutes. That's 1,200 gold. Yeah, close enough. So yeah,
but the point is, it wouldn't be close to it.
Not enough. And he is going for a Blink Dagger. I really like this build and Disruptor in general. You could say it's counterintuitive. You already have a spell that has 2 billion range, but now it has 2 billion plus 1,200. But it's just so he can set up the Static Storm. Once again, he can't rely on his teammates to set up the perfect Static Storm, so he needs to just hope that an opportunity presents itself where he can set up himself. And you need a Blink Dagger for that. There's no other.
It's got to be the end game Aegis for IG, and Mouse cannot afford to give it up. You gonna get him? Up to Cliff. Nice play there. But on the right-hand side, they are going to be able to get the Primal War, trying to blow up Birthing. They do manage to get the silence onto him, but they need damage to be able to finish him off. Here comes Madara, but OP's already laid out the big one. Lays out that ultimate, has already finished off 2 members of Mouse, and ends up fighting against Madara. decides against it though. Backing away, IG read that this is potentially a fight that can still go bad. Now they go back in, trying to blow up Q. Thug is able to pick up that one, but Omni Slash is going to be able to take his life in return. And now that leaves IG just with a Timber Saw to be able to finish up. They have a buyback already. Thug is going to try and take advantage as IG move forward, but it looks like a quick call from IG has already forced them back, and they're going to lose no real big heroes for that fight whatsoever. Their 2 supports went down, and a buyback from the TA results in nothing.
It says a lot that Madara, who is a 5-slotted Timber, or 4.5, got 600 gold like bounty hunter. That's bad news. And it's interesting. Well, they're going to get the Roche. That's what the buyback will give them here at the very least. So that's something. But again, can they set it? This has to be a goal. And this is one of those moments where like Crash is going try for a push. Maybe it fails. It's over. But if you don't try, it's even worse. Like you have to try to play this moment now that you set up for yourself. But yeah, you need to consider when it comes to this game, the commentators, we can obviously always see the gold graphs and everything. The players don't have access to that, but they have access to the kill bounty. They can see in the game. Yeah. And the communication is flowing. Like on the team, you're like, oh, we got 600 gold for this kill. So you try to like assess what the state of the game is based on that. You can get like a read on, okay, this kill was worth this much. The graph is probably in this area right now. And when you get 600 gold for a kill on a support at this point as the rich core, it points in, at the very least, a 5-digit direction and probably a bad one.
Great RP from XXS. Yes. Recognizing that Thug was the real threat. If they lost Burning inside of that Ecstatic Storm, the fight could have just gone real terrible for IG. So he locks down that primary damage dealer, and Poderez the Timber Saw just couldn't get there fast enough to take the Juggernaut's life, and saving Burning ends up resulting in Thug dying a little bit later on to that Omni Slash.
I'm wondering, speaking of Burning, if he's going to consider BKB. I was thinking it could be something on his mind earlier in the game. He did go for the Eye of Scotty now. That fight looked a little bit scary, because if he dies, it can be hard. If he has BKB, I just don't see him dying. It's almost impossible. Yeah,
literally the only way is just an axe from Disruptor, and we know that's not coming anytime soon.
Yeah, so it could be an option, but I think Burning feels very confident in his team, and now with this Scotty, he's a lot tankier than he was before. So the kill is difficult. I still think it is possible for MOUSESPORTS to bring him down in Aurora if they combo everything on top of him, and that could set them up a fight. But they need to always be so wary of their positioning, even if it looks good and they can jump on this Juggernaut. Yeah,
they've got to all...
They can't cluster up against Mag.
Yeah, they've got to basically all funnel in and like focus down that one hero that's Primal Roar, but that just leaves easy RPs for XXS.
That is a problem in their lineup as well. They need to come in close to deal damage. TA has that problem against Magnus inherently in every game. Timber Saw, to have his maximum damage output, also needs to come in, and you want to use the Whirling Death and the Timber Chain. If you only get your Chakrams out, that's not really significant enough. Right. And you have your Beastmaster, who, in order to set up the Roar in the first place, probably has to blink close to the Juggernaut. So you have this like weird dynamic for MOUSESPORTS where they actually have really, really good damage, but it's so high risk for them to apply that damage in any sort of fight.
This will be an interesting change.
Look at IG's positioning, by the way.
Oh, yeah. We, like, IG, they literally just play it safe as possible, right? We saw it from the last fight. The buybacks came out. They immediately backed up. Even before the buyback, they were grouping away and just kind of like, okay, let's back up. Let's see if, one of them overextend or something like that. Because this is it should be a straightforward win for IG, right? Like, they're the ones who are like 80% slated to win this game, if not more so.
More, probably. The Aegis gave a little bit of chance to Mouse, but again, I've been saying this a lot, but it really is the story of the game. Can they even get themselves in a position where they can use the advantages that they have, right? The problem here, what is really nice for IG here, I had a bit of a laugh at it, like they're sitting 5 heroes in their base, and MOUSESPORTS is literally all their heroes on the opposite side of the map, like what are you scared of? Obviously, IG can't see it. The moment TA shows on the top wave, they start funneling out. And they just need that little piece of information to feel safe in their lineup. And they know that, sometimes it's worth giving away 1,000 or 2,000 gold, which is what happens if the enemy team's just farming jungle while you're sitting in base, you lose a bit of control. Risk reward. Right. That is what you look at if
you're looking at giving 10,000 gold away to Mouse. If you lose a fight, hey, what's bleeding away 1,000 gold while they're farming jungle?
And it's not just bleeding away 1,000 gold. They're bleeding away minutes on the raid.
Yeah, that's true.
So you just want to wait it out. I would imagine the graph is dipping like a little bit here. It's insignificant right now, like what's happening.
It is.
Mouse need to play like this for like 30 minutes, and then the game is even at this rate. So IG can take it easy, and they're obviously not going to hammer base forever. They're waiting for the Aegis to expire, and then I would imagine we could see something like a smoke rotation. Obviously, Mag with this huge inventory. We talked about it early in the game, how Mag as a hero is very powerful, even in the offlane position, because he naturally finds farm with power and gets items that are high impact. He's stacked. Yeah, he has Lincolns, Shadow Blade, Refresher, Blink, Force, and Arcane Boost. This is, you know, you can optimize this build a bit, but essentially he has what he needs for the next 20 minutes.
I was going to ask you if the refresher from the Beastmaster could really change much, but it feels like it's entirely counteracted, and if not surpassed by the fact that Magnus has a refresher as well.
I think at this point you probably have to get a roar on the Mag, but it's difficult since he has the Lincoln. So Beastmaster needs to, in the blink of an eye, blink dagger in, use Necro Book, use the Mana Burn on the Necro Book to break the Lincolns and then roar, which is possible. It does happen from time to time, and of course they do have the Blink Glimpse as well that they can use to break the Lincolns if Beastmaster is not completely alone on the engage.
Oh, this could be one of those openings. IG already trying to get together as quick as possible. Maybe they can get the Mag, but it doesn't look like it. They're not going to be in position. The smoke is going to pop onto Q. They're going to get that Primal Roar out. Immediately blinks himself away before OP can lay a hand on him. But OP, he sees this as an advantage. Primal Roar's already wasted. Static Storm goes down. Spartan's going to be caught inside of that one. They do manage to get... Oh, there's the Juggernaut with the refresher. Maybe they can blow him up, but OP, he's laying waste to all the other Mouse members, and they couldn't do enough damage to finish burning out. That means it's pretty much all over. Mouse are going to lose this fight. It's just a question of how many heroes are going to go down. They're going to use extra RP to finish off the Timbersaw as well. 4 end up dying in the end from Mouse, and the only one who goes down from IG is the insignificant bounty hunter at this point. IG in full control of this game, and that 80% now knocks up to 95, 99. It's a 100-second death timer on TA with no buyback in sight.
The buyback will be coming up in 20 seconds. He has to use it. He will be using this buyback, and that might make IG think twice about committing here. They will definitely get this lane, probably a second lane as well, and then they might just be like, okay, this is good enough for now. If they want to, they can pressure for it all the way, but obviously they have 2 RPs on cooldown, and they know Roar should be coming up soon. So there's a slight advantage that's going to count for it, but well, yeah, you better buy back. There's nothing to wait for.
Sticking around, nope. OP doesn't even wait around for that melee Rax. They read it just like you do, Sin. Burning, turning against Monterey. They do get the Roar onto him, but no damage. The Templar Assassin, not sure where he's at, but it's not there to be able to stop Burning from being able to TP away. It looks like maybe they catch Q, slowing him down with the Chakra. Monterey does catch him out, trying to drop the gem. They won't see that one.
They will never find it here when I literally drop it up.
You're a clever guy, Q. Just hide it under the rock.
Well, it's a consolation prize here for Mouse. That was a really, really big loss. They did manage to hold their second lane, and they can obviously heal it up here with living armor, but odds are really, really stacked against them now. RP coming up in 20 seconds, so maybe they will concede this mid-tier 2 tower. This really doesn't matter at this point, this tower.
This is a tier 2 that we talked about as an objective that Mouse needed to take with the first Aegis. Like the very first Aegis where they had all the control. Do you feel like Mouse just, like, they weren't confident enough, they weren't aggressive enough in their timing window, or did IG just play defensively well enough?
I would say Mouse could have gone for more aggression. It's scary when you're against this type of lineup. It can go very wrong, and you might be thinking in the back of your mind, if we mess up, we lose so much, we get like 2 points or whatever. But you have to play to win, not play not to lose. And you know, if you're Mouse's lineup and you're like, okay, we just need to play safe, just farm, you're not playing to win with your lineup. It's just not happening. Now, I'm very happy to see this out of Madara. He is queuing up beside the Vice now on his Timber.
All right.
Unfortunately for me, probably too little too late. I'm curious to see which item instead of, or it might be Bloodstone, actually.
You know you're feeling good when the Bounty Hunter levels up the damage talent. It's like, yeah, I'm ready to right-click people.
I would say this is what you should do almost every time, actually.
Yeah.
The thing that's interesting about the Bounty Hunter, even as a support, is that this damage talent is so absurd that when you reach level 25 and have the -5 second Genetic, okay, let me give you an idea of how this is. So right now, Bounty Hunter has 250 damage. When he's 25, he has 1 second cooldown on Genada. That means every hit, more or less, if he just waits a little bit, is a critical strike. So suddenly your Bounty Hunter is hitting for 600 damage over and over again.
Maybe next time it's going to be found. He popped the smoke. He was sitting inside the trees. IG, they did a little super sleuthing there. Narrowed down his position. And now, look to go high ground again.
We're probably going to see a buyback from Tree, and he really doesn't want to do it. He finally has the crest that he wanted to have 30 minutes ago, or at least 20.
There's a buyback. Let's slow him down. Madara challenging OP. They get a static storm back, but there's the RP. Skewer out. Only managed to grab the disruptor there on the back line. Skylark tries to get something out. Pyron finally gets a primal roar, but it's on a juggernaut, but they can't get the damage down. Second RP comes out, controlling the big damage dealer of Thug, already down to half HP. He's trying to get away with the BKB. A little bit of meld action, but Burning, running him down, gets the kill. A beyond godlike for the Emperor, and Madara is left as a raid boss for OIG to lay into. He's got half HP, trying to make his way back to the fountain, but ultimately, he will die, and Mouse have no damage to stop IG from raiding their base. He comes back with round 2, pops a shrine, still being overwhelmed by the damage of both Burning and OP queued up. He's just trying to be a punching bag, anything but the Raxes, he says, but Madara, IG will eventually move forward onto the next objective or the next skill, and jump forward, managed to get Spartan there. Burning, challenging Madara. Maybe tanky, you may have all that armor in the world, but eventually I will bring you down, my friend. Madara, Burning, dropped a little low, but he had it. Rampage for Burning. IG opening up the main event in the first game with a Rampage for Burning, simply outclassing Mouse.
Nice game overall. I think it highlights to an extent why IG is one of the favorites of the tournament. I think they play something that they are very good at is staying calm under pressure and making the right decisions. They've had games that looked like they were really grim. One of the games in the group stage, they had, I can't remember what